and that's again another point where you can just see, if you go and look at any of the Bitcoin related stuff, they don't kind of have that undercurrent going, because the whole point is, oh, what's the USD price? That's what they care about, because they want to try and sell back out for the dollars. They're not just thinking like, I've like, in theory, and you know, as time goes on, it will be more and more like people just putting their money into Bitcoin Cash. You never sell, you just spend. That's it. You just get what you want. You just spend it, right? And so as obviously you know, the person you send it to, well, maybe they sell if they still haven't clicked yet. But increasingly, as the scene kind of builds up itself, you send to them, and then they're also holding Bitcoin Cash, and they send it to the next person, and then that's an economy, right? It's just already flowing there. And because that loop can build in BCH, which it was starting to in the original Bitcoin before the fork, but it then all got disrupted by Bitcoin BC. And now that loop is not happening at all, as we can see from we saw the bumpy like transaction line. That's the exact manifestation of it's not just flowing internally. But once it starts flowing internally, it will then sort of exponentially build upon itself, because then anybody new who's buying into the scene, they're, you know, acquiring some BCH, but there'll be less and less people coming out. So it will just be, yeah, the coins on the network and it will just all detach and be its own separate economy. I mean, even like Noise.cash is fantastic in that way, because you can already see a bit of that, where like I have got BCH that I've earned from this show and that I've tipped to somebody on Noise.cash. Like that's a complete hop where it hasn't touched fiat, but a value is being created and then sent, right? So I recommend everybody check out this chat that Ryan and Vlad had. The links on the slide, or you can look it up on YouTube. But I want to commend the two of them, and I think it's just a small example that's the start of a trend, which is that BCH scene is starting to look internally rather than externally, and that's the result, in my mind, of there not being any drama with the devs or people trying to fork off or anything like that. It's like a plant, you know, if you just leave it and you just water it a little bit and just leave it time, it will start to flower, and that's what we're seeing. I'm really excited.